Craney, talk us through that then. I mean, you're obviously going to be disappointed to be out. Some good, some bad, some ugly, some beautiful.
Yeah, I think as I said before, in the there's guaranteed goals in this game. Both teams have got good attacking outlets, and it was a roller coaster of a game in terms of emotions. I think the third goal probably hurt us at the wrong time. Just as we come out of the second half, I felt we were on top. The momentum was with us. We had that chance that just dropped off the bar, and we didn't quite get there. And I thought in my head, is it going to be one of them nights? And subsequently it was. So unfortunately, it didn't go the way we wanted to. But there was some, like you say, some good moments, some very ugly moments, and some okay moments. But all in all, a great experience for the lads. And hopefully it doesn't, like I said to him at the end there, this game doesn't define your career. It's what you do after this that then hopefully define your career. Would I like to go on further? Yes. Do I think the opportunity for us to progress was there? Yes. Did we take the opportunity? No. But again, that's part and parcel of football. You don't win every game you want to or think you should win. You have to earn it, and hopefully the boys will learn from it and move forward.
That's probably the most frustrating thing, isn't it? It was a winnable game because sort of man for man, you had a huge amount of possession in the game. You made some great chances, but you also made some big mistakes.
Yeah, definitely. And I think our players had to figure out a bit more on what was working well and how they could continue to hurt them. So centre-backs stepping in and using the full-backs, and then the full-backs first touch forward. We didn't consistently do that, and I think we were a couple of times played into their hands through the middle, and I thought they pressed well. I thought they were very well organised, so credit to them. I thought the counter-attacking was excellent. Yes, we had some mistakes and some errors, but credit where credit's due. I thought they counted on us well, and were very professional throughout the game.
A couple of the positives. I mean, the opener, what a peach of a free kick that was.
Yeah, it was funny. Adam said before the game, "If you practice your free kicks, Finn," because obviously we've got Elliot as an option as well, and so he took one and he put it exactly the same spot. So it was a great opener, great start, and then we just unfortunately conceded 2 quick goals, which put us back on the back foot. But again, what an opener, and it was really positive for him.
Because actually the opening 10 minutes was all you, wasn't it? And then you put the cherry on top with the goal. So to concede so quickly after that, they really managed to sort of flip the momentum quickly.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that's something that historically with under 18s I tend to see happen, especially with us, that we get that one goal and next one comes, and it's not just us, it's a lot of in football. It's something that we work and trying to address, and we've tried to put little things in place where they get together and have a chat. They didn't seem to do that, so it's really interesting, and good feedback for us is if one goes in, right, you've got to get together and you've got to be compact. Next 5 minutes, nothing happens, and we build from there. And I think it's an opportunity for them to reflect, and definitely hopefully that'll help them in the future. It's
all about education, isn't it? I mean, we've sat in a very similar room with the Norwich City senior head coach and talked about playing out from the back and the dangers of it and how it looks when it goes wrong. And he's quick to say, well, you don't punish them for it. It's about learning, and I'm sure you feel the same way about the mistakes made tonight. Yeah, 100%. And I think it's really important that we back our players in that message. If we're going to build this philosophy throughout the club, we have to entrust our players to do that and pick them up when things don't go right, and understand and talk and discuss. But it's the way we want to play. We're not going to discourage them in doing that and just always going long. Yes, there's moments to spin the ball in behind, but also we're going to encourage that. And again, we just have to reflect and say, what could you have done? What else would you have done? But I'm really proud that they kept trying to play throughout. Could we just a bit more, and a killer instinct, I think, in the final third would have helped us. Yeah, I mean, Elliot's goal was a good finish though, wasn't it? Yeah, that's lovely finish. He picked it up well. He saw the spot and he just bent it around the player, and that's the quality that he possesses. He's got. That's what the first team noticed. He can handle the ball. He obviously played a little bit deeper tonight, but obviously that's fine. He was comfortable in possession. He worked harder at times. He's got to get back in a few times, which people always say to him. But I think the quality's there for him to see, and hopefully he now kicks on and starts pushing for that start in the first team and starts trying to earn more minutes in the first team, which is what we want for all these players. What was the huddle at the end? So you all getting together and having a good chat. I don't know whether that's every game or whether that's after big sort of more special games. No, I tried to leave them after games, but I just thought it was the right moment to get them all together. And I said, this doesn't define your career. We've fallen at quicker hurdles in previous years and had championship debuts
out of them teams. So this one game doesn't define your career, but it's a nice little intro into what a career could look like. So it's really important how we bounce back, what they do tomorrow. So we're in tomorrow, we recover. The group who didn't play are training. So it's really important that the message is, doesn't define our career. What we've done this season so far to this point, I'm so proud of them boys. So proud of them boys, like you say, playing out from the back, the effort they put in on a daily basis, the willingness to learn, the work ethic, I think it's been outstanding from the group. So I'm so proud of them. I think that's the message. And the message is to not take your foot off the gas after one loss. It's to keep going and let's try and earn careers in this game.
And it's so interesting being an under-18s manager, isn't it? Because you've got some lads who are sort of 16 in there and will play in this competition maybe for another couple of years, and you've got other lads who are, well, you know, on the verge of the first team, and that's probably it. So you know, as far as your run in the FA Youth Cup is concerned, it will look like a completely different picture with your team next year.
Yeah, absolutely, and it'll look differently for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
So it's obviously up to our players now to push the 21s. What happens in the 21s with players going out? Obviously, I want all players in the first team as best they can. Not going to happen, but you know, it's a dream. But obviously, it's then about them pushing the 21s. It's about the 16s pushing the 18s and trying to figure out and navigate sort of the next wave to hopefully get more players ready for Johannes in the first team.
Just a couple from me, Greg, but I mean the run more generally, how proud are you of what they've done to get to sort of round 5 and on the edge of a quarter-final?
Yeah, like I said, I'm really proud of the group and what they've gone through. We had a couple of illnesses this morning, so there was a few tweaks to the starting lineup, which is great lesson for them. We had an away game with Bournemouth. We had a second home game where we've done different things in the build-up. So I think the experiences that they've had over these past sort of 3 games has hopefully equipped them to develop and see what first team football's like, and hopefully they use that going forward. They get that, I want to play in stadiums every week, and hopefully they get that bit between their teeth and kick on from there.
I was going to say that for a lot of them, I'm sure it's the first opportunity that they've played here at Carrow Road, so even that experience is a positive for them.
Yeah, I definitely think there was, because of the Brentford game, I spoke to the team before, and only 3 or 4 of them had played in the stadium. So I think it's our responsibility as sort of youth developers is to really try and make sure that if they're scholars, they've played at the stadium. At least they've had that opportunity too. So I think that's why, great credit to us. I think we put all the games at Carrow Road. I think we keep that tradition going. So I think it's really good, and I think it's a great experience for all the players. And I'll try and push the club for a few more games, like development games, league games here as well, as best I can. But it's a great experience for all of them.
Do you see some of those guys puff their shoulders out, and do you see them sort of grow, and maybe the opposite even of playing here as well? I'm sure you learn a lot about them as characters.
Yeah, definitely. You see both sides. You see both sides. So some players would have learnt from the Brentford game we had here. Some wouldn't have played in the Brentford game, would have changed their potential mindset. You see people strive, and you see people go a little bit. So again, it's not about necessarily pointing the finger and saying, "Oh, you were brilliant." It's, why were you brilliant? What did you do well? Or you weren't your normal self. What was it? Oh, I just never played in the stadium before, Greg. Or it's, I just couldn't understand all the seats and the cheer. Like, there's loads of little things, and the pressure of the family being in the crowd and it being a big game, I think is it just helps you try and develop the player, and then hopefully they learn from that experience. And it's our job to educate them and help them as well.
Yeah, you spoke about Elliot Miles a little while ago, so you've seen him just break into the first team and make a couple of senior appearances. What's he been like to work with? And I'm sure you've seen a real boost in him after those first team experiences.
Yeah, listen, I had Elliot when he was under 16s playing in the youth team. I think it's clear that he's got a talent, and I've been a joy to work with him. He's very football smart. He knows the game inside out, and I think it's given him loads more confidence stepping across with the first team. I think once you get across there, you have to show that you belong, and hopefully he's doing that, and he has to puff his chest out, like you said earlier, a little bit, and start to show that he can handle them first team environments. And he's got to start putting pressure on the players and making sure when he comes on and gets his opportunities, whether that's first team, 21s, to impress, that he takes it. But knowing the kid as I do, I'm very proud of what he's doing at the moment, and hopefully he can continue to do that.
And I've seen him play out wide. He's obviously now playing in a more central position, so I'm sure he's had to take on a lot more in terms of that position and learning that position as well.
Yeah, definitely. I think a lot of good footballers can play dual roles, and I think Elliot's got the capability of doing that. I think his strengths lie higher up, but also Elliot needs to learn that when you play first team football, you need to work hard as well. So I think there's part of both in there, which he's learning, which he's trying. He's just turned 18, so he's still very young in terms of football terms, but hopefully he's learning that by playing the sort of the both positions, and hopefully when he plays in that front line he can continue to produce.
And just finally from me, I mean, obviously for the next couple of days, I'm sure you will have lads in there who are disappointed at this game and that defeat. What did the next couple of days look like from your perspective, and picking some of those guys up, or is it where you have to sort of leave them and let them experience that?
Yeah, I think that's sort of the huddle at the end of the game, and then now you have to leave them. Now they have to feel that hurt. I think that, again, that's part of learning to lose, is also learning to win. So the last round was very joyous, and the trip home from Eastleigh was excellent, but now it's not so much. So they have to learn that. Tomorrow we're back into training. The group who played will recover. They'll prepare for the weekend because they've got 21s games coming up. We've got 18 league games coming up, and there's a busy schedule. So you just have to get straight back on it and get back to work, really.
Top man. Thank you very
Nice
much.
one.
All good?
Appreciate that.
Thanks, buddy. Much
Thank you, mate.
appreciated.
Any
Thank you.